Back everyone to Beautiful Design Tutelage. Today we'll be talking about alignment. What is alignment? Alignment is the way of setting your text or images on the canvas in a straight and balanced manner. An unaligned design might look unprofessional or messy. We have three types of alignment, and they are the right alignment, the left alignment, and the central alignment. I'll be showing you how to align your text on your screen today. First things first, let's create a text. Write beautiful designs, just as I've always been writing beautiful designs. Stretch it, bring it to the top. Bring it to the top, just like that. Now, how do I get to alignment? Click on the second icon on your screen. Remember, for shapes it would be the third icon, but for text it is always the second icon. Click on the second icon, scroll until you see align then click align. After clicking align, you could already clearly see the three types of alignment on the surface of your screen here. Yes, the first one is the right alignment, second one is the middle alignment, and the third one is the left alignment. Notice that none of these three alignments worked on our text now. That's because it's just one text. Okay, let's take for example, I create a new text and I write a lot of things on it, something like this. Okay, write a lot of text on it. Now let's go back to that alignment that we saw the other time. Align. Can you see what happened here when I click the left alignment? You see what happened? Everything was shifted to the left hand side. Then right alignment, it was brought back to the right hand side. Center alignment just shifted everything to the middle. This is what we call alignment in design. Your design must be properly aligned. For something like this, we can't be using the central alignment. Why? Because it clearly states different lists of something. It lists different things there. So it must clearly be in the right alignment. It must be in the right alignment. Okay. After alignment, we have something called spacing. Yes, spacing is a way of giving space either between words or between letters. For example, let me show you spacing between letters. Note that I clicked on letters and then I draw it. Can you see what happened there? It gave me space between my letters. It brought a few space between my letters. The higher it is, the greater the space is. I will return it back to the normal spacing now at 0%. At 0. And now for words, it would be giving space between each word on your canvas. For example, can you see what happened there? Each word has a particular space in between them. The higher you go, the more greater the space in between them is. I'll be returning it back to its normal spacing. Okay. Then we have line spacing. Note that spacing is different from line spacing. But what's different about it? Spacing now gives space between either your letter or your words, but line spacing gives us a space between each lines of word. For example, can you see the first line there? Beautiful designs aren't just. That first line, that first row is a line, and line spacing would give us a space between the first and the second line. Let's take an example. Can you see what happened there? The more I increase it, the more the space between the lines. I'll be returning it back to normal. So line spacing gives us space between each lines on our canvas. There is also something we need to understand in design, and that is called hierarchy. When we look at this design now, we can't say it is perfectly aligned on our screen. Why? Because beautiful designs isn't at the exact center, and the text we wrote under it isn't at the right center as well. How do we bring them to the center? We will go to relative position. That's, we want to give it a relative position by centralizing it directly at the middle of the page. So I'll be clicking beautiful design, relative position, and centralize. Can you see what happened there? It just centralized my design to the middle. For example, I click this bottom, it brought it to the bottom directly, and then I click the top, brought it back to the top. This is the work of relative position. It gives it a direct position from the beginning. See, it gives it a direct position from the beginning. Yes, and this one, I'll be changing the relative position also to center alignment. Exactly like that. Exactly like that. Now, when we look at this design, is it really aligned? Is it really aligned? No, it isn't aligned. Why? Because there is hierarchy problem in these words. Hierarchy problem. Can you see beautiful designs and the text under it? Beautiful design is the topic, and the text under it are the words that are read after you see beautiful designs. Because when we look at this design, are we seeing beautiful designs as different from what is under it? No, everything just looks the same thing. So beautiful design must stand out. Yes. What is hierarchy? Hierarchy is a way of giving more importance to text on your screen or on the canvas. Okay, I'll be giving more importance to beautiful designs now. And how do I do that? I'll do that by increasing the size of beautiful design. Okay, how do I increase the size of beautiful design? Remember, to edit a text, you click on the second icon in the bottom toolbar. To edit a shape, you click on the third icon on the bottom toolbar. So I'll be clicking on the second icon on the bottom toolbar, and I'll be going to size. Can you see? 2T, bigger one and a smaller one. I'll be clicking on size, and then I'll be increasing the size. I'll be increasing the size exactly like that. Exactly like that. Can you see what happened there? I'll be changing the font as well. I'll be using arm wrestler. Also, there is something you should understand about using fonts in a design. In a design, there must not be more than two fonts in a design. There must not be more than two fonts in a design. Yes, one for the heading and one for the body of the design. Yes, one for the heading and one for the body. For example, beautiful design is the heading. It takes a certain font, and I use arm wrestler for it. The body will take another type of font, and that will be amaranth bold. Naturally, you could also use the same type of font you use for the heading for the body, but that depends on what kind of design you are creating. It depends on the kind of design you are creating. So for this one, I'll be using amaranth bold. Okay, I'll be increasing the size slightly. Yes, exactly like that. But now, can we see what happened there? I just made beautiful design more important than the body of our text. Yes, I made beautiful design, the heading, more important than the body. So hierarchy is a way of showing which is more important by making the font or the size of the image or text bigger than that of the body. And that of the body, we can also change the color of the heading to show that it is more important than the body, or we could say it is to be clearly seen. The message must be clearly seen as the most important on the screen. Okay, I'll be changing the color now to red, blue. Okay, I'll be using the color blue. But can you notice what happened there when I use the color blue? When I use the color blue, did you can you clearly see the blue on the green background? Can you clearly see the blue on the green background? No. Actually, the blue color on the green background is a bad combination. That's one of the things we'll be getting back to, and that's what we call color harmony. Color harmony is a way of using colors, different colors, to match on a design. We can't be using the color green or the color white when creating a certain type of poster, or different colors. In fact, two colors must be on a particular poster. More than two colors makes it bad or multicolored. Multicolored is not good on a design. So I'll be changing this blue color now. I'll be changing it to something different. What color would I use? I need something bright, something very bright. Okay, can you see? Something bright on a dark background shows the color of your text very clearly on the design. So this is exactly what alignment is. Alignment is a way of showing, of giving your text more importance on the canvas. Yes, alignment, we have three types. We have the left alignment, right alignment, and the central alignment. Hierarchy is a way of showing which one is more important on the screen. Thank you for listening to Beautiful Tutelage. Come back next time for more tips on pixellab.